Greetings. Plodding along on a return visit to Warminster Police Station in Wiltshire, just taking one moment to reflect on today's date, 1st of July 2021, 105 years ago. Today marks the first day of the Battle of the Somme. 60,000 British and Commonwealth men and boys slaughtered, and hopefully this act of remembrance and appreciation for the freedoms that I have will be respected by Wiltshire Constabulary. Time will tell. Thank you, chaps. The rationale of today's return is twofold. It's an audit, first off, and secondly, I need to acquire subject access requests for the body-worn footage from yesterday from PCs 2625 and 1312. Rather interesting epaulette number for those of you in the know. I'm also looking to acquire complaint forms about the conduct of the PCs and also the sergeants, and we'll see whether they give me access to the building, which I'm lawfully entitled to do, and there's some chaps on manoeuvres, and we will see if I can, subsequent to that interaction, walk around the premises and lawfully film what I can see. Time will tell. It's a curious layout here with the police station. It's at the back of what looks like the community hospital in Warminster, as you can see, and from yesterday's video, if you can recall, it's adjacent to the fire station, so a hub in parochial Warminster. Now, where did I go yesterday? I didn't go there, did I? More a historian than a geographer, can you tell? Anyway, nothing like a laugh at my expense. I suspect that the clue is right in front of me. Yes, it is. Okay. Walk straight past it. That's me failing the observation round on the crypts, in fact. It's probably a good job I never went on the show. Anywho, excuse me. Let's see what today's encounter brings. Here we are again. Several marked cars and more what appear to be police vehicles. The gentleman in front of me, so let's see how this goes. There we have Warminster and Swindon, and looks like the same sergeant from yesterday. Let's see.
Good afternoon, you met yesterday.
Sergeant, how are you, sir?
Not too bad at all. Like I said yesterday, no problem with you filming or anything like that, okay? I just want to point out, because it's not very clearly signed here, I'll let you know that. Visitor parking bays are here, visitors are directed towards the front door. Anything else towards the side of the station there is actually a private area, okay, that's out of bounds to the majority of the public. If you're coming here, you park there and you can enter through there, okay, sir?
Yeah, that's no problem at all. Can I correct you just on the notion of private and public?
You can say whatever you want, yeah, but I've told you how it stands on this piece of property.
Okay, well I'll tell you how the law stands, Sergeant, if that's okay, because both of us are obligated to abide by it. Whilst it may be private, if it's publicly accessible, which this is because it's publicly funded, under the 1972 Criminal Justice Act, Section 33, that gives me, or any member of the public, the right to film in areas that are public or publicly accessible.
Mm-hmm. And the publicly accessible part of this site is down the footpath here and to the front door.
The legislation, which we're both governed by, defines what is publicly accessible.
Okay, we can agree to disagree, no problem at all. Like I say, I have no problem with you filming. All right, I understand this is your second visit here today, and I understand you also blog on YouTube or whatever it is.
Correct.
So, okay, no worries at all.
Can I explain the purpose of today's follow-up?
Yes, you can.
Because obviously
not a problem
that's
at all.
A courtesy.
Yes.
That I'd like to extend. Firstly, it's an audit, so I'm identifying myself as an auditor.
For who?
A public audit.
A public audit?
Yes. Okay, for institutions, organisations that are publicly funded.
Who are you affiliated to?
I'm independent.
You're independent, okay.
Yeah. So anybody who contributes to the public purse can audit public servants, or crown servants, depending on the terminology, which is what I'm doing. But secondly, I need to acquire subject access request forms for the body-worn footage from yesterday.
Okay.
And 2 complaint forms.
Okay, not a problem at all.
Can I do that in person?
You can't do it in person here. We don't have an inquiry office facility. I direct you to either go online to make a report and request for those under the Freedom of Information Act. That will go through our Force Disclosure Unit.
Yep.
Or you can ring 101 and speak to one of the call centre operators to do that. That's the way that we report those things. That's how we deal with it. It's centralised. We follow a process, and that's how you go. So that's how you'll get access to that information.
There's no paperwork to that effect here?
No, not held here. No. It's all dealt with via the Force Disclosure Unit, which is based at police headquarters in Devizes, and it'll be triaged through them. So it's either an online report through the website, or you ring 101.
Okay, well I'll take care of that. In terms of publicly accessible for the benefit of the audit, one of the things that I do have public access to are police stations.
Can I just ask you to take a step back?
You certainly can.
I'm not 2 metres apart, that's why I'm wearing a face mask.
Yeah,
Thank you.
fine.
Okay, please carry on.
So what I'd like to do in terms of the purpose of the audit is demonstrate that legal right, access the building, take some stock footage, prove the point, disappear.
Okay, well you won't be coming inside the building today because we're not here to actually report a crime or anything like that. You can do your filming outside. If you wish to have a specific visit, again I refer you to go through the Force Disclosure Unit.
Can I not report an alleged offence in here?
If you have a crime to report, I'll find an officer to take a crime report from you here because you've turned up here,
Yep.
but I won't just allow you access to the building ad hoc without a lawful purpose.
I do have a lawful purpose.
No. We're only going to invite members of the public inside if they're here to report a crime incident or want to talk to us about a local community issue, sir.
But this is a publicly accessible building. Are you now,
we will agree to disagree.
for the benefit of the record, because solicitors may view this,
Yes, they may.
are you unlawfully denying me access to a public facility?
If you're saying to me you've come here to report a crime or incident...
I'm asking you a question. Are you unlawfully denying me access to a public building?
That you'll be allowed access to the building if you're here to report a crime incident or other local community concern matter, and I'll find an officer to take those details from you. What's the purpose of your visit today other than your audit?
That is my purpose. That's the business.
You just alluded to the fact you may have a crime or incident to report.
I may do.
You may do, or you will do.
I may do.
Well, may isn't good enough for me, I'm afraid. So if you want to take that up with legal counsel, you're more than welcome to.
What happens if I try to access the building? Will I be unlawfully arrested?
I will treat that as a breach of our security, and I will deal with that accordingly. Reasonable force may be used in the process. I will inform you of that now, okay? You can take it up with our Force Disclosure Unit if you'd like a subject access request, and we can do things formally via that route. That's your option today. I will say no more for now. I'll let you carry on doing your filming. That's the end of our conversation here. So if you wish to report a crime or incident, there's a doorbell just on the front there. Press that one. I'll have an officer take some details from you.
Inside or outside?
We have rooms inside, and if you're reporting an incident, you can step foot into our lobby, into one of our interview rooms, and the officer will take details from you there. The same as we would for any other member of the public.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Fine by me.
I shall say thank
I'm
you
going
very
to
much for your
continue
time.
my audit, and I'll be taking some footage again to demonstrate the point that this is publicly accessible. I'm lawfully entitled to do so.
Okay. You're entitled to your opinion.
It's not my opinion, it's a matter of law. Criminal Justice Act 1972, for the benefit, officially, for any solicitor that watches this, Sergeant 1845 has been made aware of the legal criteria, which gives me, it's the 1972 Criminal Justice Act, Section 33. To demonstrate the point, I'll now continue my audit. As far as consensual conversations go, this one is over. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
That also leaves the matter of accessing the building, which I will do, and we'll see if we get arrested today. Two police forces there, curtains are closed, so they've maintained their own security, which is good for GDPR purposes. And it appears they almost learnt the lesson. Let's see.
I'll advise you when the man's finished his order.
Let's push the button.
You won't be able to access that bit, sir.
Okay. Are they now aware of my presence?
Sorry?
Are they aware of my presence so I can access the building?
Are you here to report a crime or incident?
I'm here to access the building.
We're here to report a crime or incident, and I'll have an officer take some details from you like we previously explained.
Okay, well we'll do that inside.
So you have a crime or incident to report, is that what you're telling me? Just to be clear with you, sir, are you now wishing to report a crime or incident?
For the record, we've already had this conversation and we're moving past that to the next stage.
I'll ask an officer to come out and take some details from you. Bear with me.
Thank you. We'll see how this goes. Not entirely convinced that they don't have the necessary paperwork here. Don't have any evidence to the contrary. I can only work on evidence. We'll chat with them. What I can do is get complaint forms for Sergeant Harmsworth and the lady and gentleman PC yesterday. Just enjoy this confined wait. See how it goes. Judging by the officer's response, they've accessed YouTube yesterday. More than likely seen the video. Highly likely to have read the comment that I'll be back for the purposes that I'm coming back. Memo to self, don't take that hand. C'est la vie. I'm not sure how long these guys are going to keep me waiting, but I don't know. Such is life. Well, I'll run the subject access request, they'll fuck me off, go online, yada yada yada. The 2 complaint forms that I need, I will couch that as misconduct or an allegation of misconduct on behalf of 2 officers, and I'll take it from there, see what happens. I suspect this will be fruitful from the point of view that we've had an engagement. How successful I'll be in sitting down, getting the paperwork I require, I don't know. That may necessitate another complaint. Who knows? Police bikes, remember the days? There's a personal one, the old Hercules. Wiltshire Police. Not an awful lot to report here at the moment. I'm going to play the waiting game. This is the old headmaster's, outside the headmaster's door. Let's get a bit of fresh air. It's too stuffy in here, but we'll hang on here whilst they're excuse me, doing what they think they can do, probably scurrying around the law books to see what they can stitch me up with. Hello to the camera. Always nice to say hello to the camera. Information for motorists. You don't have to tell them anything. BMW for those of you who like Beamers. In fact, that looks like the registration perhaps of the lady yesterday. I'm not sure. I'm not a car bloke. Who knows? Not sure whether this is a no smoking facility.
Just to give you a quick update, sir.
Yes, thank you,
I've asked
Sergeant.
for an officer to come and take details from you. They're travelling, they're about 6 to 8 minutes away.
That's
They're
cool.
coming back from responding to other jobs to come and speak to you.
Not
okay?
a problem. I'll pootle about outside. Excuse me. Go and get a drink and I'll be back shortly.
Okay, no problem at all.
Alright, thank you. Let's have a look at the fire station while I'm here. This video might need a bit of editing if they're going to play the waiting game, eh chaps? In the meantime, I can check my lungs, have a look at the fire station. Let's zoom in on those boys. Why is it that those boys and girls don't need a gang badge to make themselves feel special and different? Imagine wearing that on the anniversary of the Somme. I have to check whether any of the officers are sporting that defacement of the national flag. Who knows? Okay, peeps, I think for this moment in time I will pause the video and fire it up again when said officers return. Cheers, peeps.